What's up, guys? I'm Julie. This is the first of what might be multiple videos of me talking to myself, but my brother and sister gave me this idea, shout out Ben and Caitlin, where they have this YouTube channel where they make videos for themselves, and they have a lot of fun doing it, and it helps other people get to know them a little bit better. And they recommended that maybe I start doing it too. So this is trial number 1. It may or may not turn into something real, or even continuous, but here we go. Working title, Julie Shower Thoughts. Hashtag Julie Shower Thoughts. It's fine. So I was doing some thinking today, and a lot of people I know talk about the love languages, the 5 love languages, things like physical touch and acts of service and quality time, things like that. And I've always heard about these, and I never really felt like I fit into any of them specifically. I always felt like they were a little bit outside of my emotional range of declaring like one of these is the way that I feel that I, 1, display love, and 2, accept love. And I feel like I both display and accept love in the same way. And I don't know if that's common. I haven't read into it all that much. But I feel like rather than having physical touch or quality time or acts of devotion or the other 2 be mine, I feel like my love language is showing up. And by showing up, I mean the other person and or people takes on an equal amount of the emotional weight and labor of a relationship. So it doesn't mean like sitting down and watching Netflix for 2 hours, spending quality time. It means if I have a work event that is, me and a +1, you are not only willing, but you would expect to go as my +1 and be a part of the things that matter to me as a part of my life that doesn't necessarily directly affect you or isn't something that you would do for yourself. Or, for example, this is also how I show friendship. So not just in romantic relationships, it's also like if I make a friend and I make a point to go to their desk every day at work and say, hey, how's it going? The way that I would see a friendship coming back to me is for them to also come to my desk and say, hey, how's it going? Or you want to go to lunch? Or hey, you want to come grab coffee with me? Or whatever. An equal, or at least approximately equal number of times or frequency. And this is, I don't know if this is strange, but I feel like so often when I make friends, I'll meet somebody and I will make an enormous amount of effort to be the first person to say, hey, do you want to go out for lunch? Or come to my house and we'll have brunch. Or come get coffee with me. Or hey, do you want to have lunch together? And I'll do it over and over and over and over and over again, expecting that at some point they'll realize, oh, this person wants to be my friend, and then maybe reciprocate. And so often that doesn't happen. And I don't know if it's because I set myself up to be the person who is always instigating the invitation, or if it's just that they don't actually care to be my friend. And it comes off to me that second way, where it's like this person actually doesn't care about me. I keep asking them to do things for me, and either they come and then don't reciprocate, or they don't show up at all, which I try to be understanding about that kind of thing, because everybody has a life, everybody's busy. But if I ask you, hey, come to brunch 1 week, and then you're like, oh, okay, can't show up this week, but maybe another time, and I say, okay, hey, come to brunch next week, and you're like, oh yeah, let's go, and then that week you're like, no, just kidding, sorry, I can't make it, and then it happens over and over and over again, it makes me feel like not only, 1, do you not want to prioritize me, which, I mean, that sounds terribly selfish. But if we're going to have a friendship, I expect to be somebody that you care enough about to spend time with and like to prioritize, right? So today I threw a brunch, and my husband's out of town for my birthday, and that's not even a big deal because my birthday's on a work day anyway, and he's out of town all the time anyway. It doesn't matter. We can celebrate my birthday on a weekend day or whatever. So, and he's so sweet. He always celebrates my birthday. He knows I love birthdays. So he always does whatever I want for my birthday, and that's fantastic, and he's wonderful. But I threw myself a brunch today because he wasn't going to be in town, and I love birthdays, including mine and everybody else's, and I always celebrate everybody's birthday. So I figured I'll throw my damn self a party. And I invited like 25 people from work and from other like old coworkers and other friends that I invited. And a lot of them were like, hey, wish I could come, can't be there, sorry, but enjoy it. And that was fine. But there were a lot of people who were also like, hey, love to be there, I'll see you on Saturday morning, and then didn't show up. And that would be one thing if it was didn't show up one time, but it's like these people are the kind of same people who I've invited to a dozen different things and never show up, never come to the things that they say they're going to come to. And I really love these people, and I think that they're wonderful and incredible, but in the way that they respond and in the way that they don't show up for me, for something as stupid as a birthday brunch that they say they want to come to and then don't show up and don't say anything about it, it makes me feel like I do not matter. I don't hold any weight in these people's lives. I don't merit any type of time or prioritization or thought in their lives, even enough to say, hey, sorry, I can't make it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if I open myself up to the possibility of rejection, which I don't do very often because I'm really bad at handling it, and I have to put myself through a lot of like emotional thought processes in order to process other people not wanting to spend time with me or be part of my life. If I'm going to open myself up to something like that, I'm only going to do it to people or care enough about the people who I love enough to be okay if they reject me, and love enough to open up to that type of vulnerability, you know? So for the 10 people who I invited from work who I really like and would like to get to know, it's not a big deal. But for the people who I've known for 2 years and have put a lot of emotional energy into, to have them just not show up when I give plenty of notice and when I invest all of this emotional energy in inviting them out to things over and over and over and having them not come even though they say that I'm important or they say that they care or they pretend to be friends. I cannot spend that kind of emotional energy on people anymore. I can't do it. It takes too much out of me to keep building friendships when that friendship is not reciprocated. And since the way that people show that they care about me is to prioritize anything that is really important to me that may or may not be important to them, means that I'm left with a lot of people in my life who just generally don't feel like real friends. And it makes me feel really alone. So to everybody who showed up today, thank you so much, and it means the entire world to me that you would prioritize me. For something as stupid as like a dumb birthday brunch, it means everything to me. And for the people who didn't, I forgive you, but I also, I forgive you for not showing up and prioritizing me. I sound so stupid right now, but I have to forgive you because otherwise I will hold on to it. I'm going to hold a grudge but also I can't keep devoting that kind of emotional energy and expecting you to deviate from your life in order to show me that you care just to get the affirmation. And I know that it's like a Libra thing, right? But really, like, it's something that shows me that you care because you're dedicating an equal amount of emotional energy and dedication to a friendship or a romantic relationship if you take an equal part in the friendship or relationship. So I don't know, maybe this is me, maybe it's something that I need to develop more of a thicker skin around. But I don't need the other things as much. I've developed a way to not need the physical touch, and the quality time comes with the devoting of equal emotional energy. And the acts of devotion, I will perform acts of devotion as holding part of my romantic or friendship responsibility. But if you don't do it in return, it doesn't matter. That's only going to be more deprecation to my relationship with you. So I feel like I don't fall into any of these categories, because I feel like if any one of them happens and I'm still dedicating more time to this relationship than you are, I'm never going to be happy. And so I've had to just find a way to be happy on my own, because hardly anybody dedicates the same amount of emotional energy into friendships as I do. And I don't know if that's just because I need affirmation. Maybe I do. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just need more affirmation. I don't know. That's it. Happy birthday to me.